Okay, we're back. Okay, so this is the press I normally use for sportsters. I'll try the big one. Okay, this goes into regulated air, which is this one right here, as I recall. Okay. I don't like that being hooked like this now. Wants to fall over too easy. Okay, so we got intake and exhaust seals. These are the old K-line seals. Kibble White's got them available again. I don't know who's making them for them. Everybody else discontinued them. Okay, so we're going to put a little Loctite on this. Slave retainer. Okay, all this black on here is coating material. It's only a thou max build. So I don't care about it. It's not paint. It resembles paint, but it ain't paint. So you use a lot of this. See how much you use? So you put that around the valve guide. At the top, wipe off the top, make sure there's nothing on top of it. Take the excess you got left over. Do the next one. Wipe off the excess. That one's done. A little bit more. Use a lot. Same thing again. Okay. Done. We don't know what the valve seals are going to do against this coated material. The coating is very slick. So I don't know how good it's going to work. We'll find out. Okay. Rear exhaust. There's your collar goes in there. Assembly oil on the stem. Spin that in there a little bit. We're good. The excess over there for now. We're going to take our exhaust. That has the bigger hole in it because it has a bigger guide. Make sure the lower collar's on there. If you forget to put it on, you got to pull the seal back off again. Okay, let's see how good it goes on. Where'd my tool go? My custom tool I made many years ago. Always take your fingers and twist it. If it moves, it's no good. It won't move. Make sure the seal has drag on it. It does have drag on it. Good. Those are all good things. Not nice and smooth. Okay, don't drop the head, dumbass. Intake collar. Don't forget the collar. Intake seal has a small hole in it. Same valve guide would be. Exhaust overhangs the workbench, its head sits flat. If you beat on the head with a thin ass port like I got here, you might break it. Here's that drag and it's tight. Good deal. Me like that. Okay, now we need a valve spring. Yeah, I don't want valve springs. I'm going to put the head together. this in. Look the same size as the other one. Didn't want to go on either. You don't suppose somebody mixed them up, do you? The difference is the steel part, not necessarily the soft, cushy part. Those appear to be the same size. So we got an intake where the exhaust is supposed to be. So that's kind of weird. Okay, this one's a little bigger. Not much though. Okay, intake. Good to go. They keep coming out the inside over there. Okay, now we're ready for assembly. Okay, let's see how this one works, because I don't normally use this. Whoa. Need more height. Adjustable. Try that again. Being regulated air, that is coming out extremely hard. I don't believe that's regulated air. That is coming out way too hard. That is not regulated air. The yellow one is though. The yellow one. Yellow is regulated. That's a little aggressive on the valve compressor. It'll blow the seals out too. 165 pounds air pressure. See how much slower that is now? It's like it's more controllable and everything. Imagine that. There it goes. It goes clunk, clunk, clunk into the groove. It's pretty tight. not supposed to be that tight. That one was. Looks good. Next one. Way more controllable with less air pressure. Appears to be in there. Nice and stiff. Okay. Make sure your keeper look nice and even on both. Obviously the valves are in there. It's hard to see because it's all black in there, but that is open way the hell up. For an ironhead motor, it's got to have some good flow in there. Those are pretty big ports. Same stuff I do on my race bike, except they're even bigger on the race bike. Okay, now I'm going to do a quick check to make sure we got 1.3 here. We gained about 40 on the exhaust. We didn't gain squat on the intake. We are right at our 65 number probably. Definitely low. So the exhaust is sunk on this head. It pulled up a lot. Everything pulls together. It's got a lot of tension on it. Things change a little bit. Okay, so the exhaust could have had a shim under there. Could have put a 30 probably under it. Oh well, no biggie. The exhaust valve's a lot lighter than intake, so no big issue. Okay, let's try this one now. Intake. Drops right down and rolls off the damn valve. Keeper groove location. Keeper main underneath. Okay, that one looks good. Got no keepers for this one. Keeperless motor. More. Looks good. Intake pressure. Okay, let's see what we got on this one. This one is 285 area. Good. So back at 350 again, 340. 340. Why the exhaust so far off? It's weird. Did I measure my valves backwards before? No. They gained about 30 because they were on 310, 15 to 20. Or 350. Alright, well they could have a shim put on them. I don't want to put seals on it. Screw it. They're good enough. It's not that important. It says the exhaust valve floats a little bit, that's fine. These springs are still going to be good for high RPM. Maybe it's only good to 7,000 instead of 7,500 now. Still good enough. Alright. So, I think we're done with these heads for now. Need rocker boxes for them, but I usually put those on after I put the rest of the motor together. It's easier to work around and then it's easy to get your bolts out of the boxes and stuff in the way, so I leave them off for now. Well, we're done now for the heads.